Hey guys, welcome to the 100x Crypto Academy webinar. We do these every Sunday. We've brought the time back down now to closer to about. Well, we used to do these at 6 o'clock. We're sort of doing these about 4:30, because it's just a little bit earlier. I like it a little bit later, and also Garth, it's easier for him because he's 3 hours ahead. So yeah, I hope you like the new times. Plus, there's always a replay, but you guys are welcome to come on and ask us questions because most of the time we have a bit of a chat amongst ourselves, but then we sort of veer off and go on a tangent. But there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So yeah, it's good to have a bit of an afternoon yarn, which is kind of like what we're doing. Anyway, yeah, what about how's your week been, Garth?
I was trying to think what's happening this week. Oh well, it goes pretty quickly. I think in the news, they're talking about. We got this thing over here, this referendum, which I have spoken about before, called I think it's called the Voice or something like that. They got a referendum. Anyway, if you never know what a referendum is for people, yeah, thanks for the Voice. But basically, it's for. From what I can gather, it's like a representation for Aboriginal community direct that has more of a direct line or a direct say into politics. So it's kind of weird because it's like seems to me that it's like bypassing politics. How our system is where it's how would you say is meant to be represented, right? Yeah, it's meant to be represented. Yeah, but for some reason, they're pushing this agenda to give this group of people, and it could be any group of people. I mean, it could be any number of races that have come to this country. Practically everyone has come to the country. Maybe not the Aboriginals because they were here first, or maybe they come from somewhere else. I don't know, but whatever the case is, they've. It's like a big topic, and not that I'm really interested in it whatsoever, but they're spending millions and millions of dollars to do this referendum. It's all in the news, and it's all politics. It's pretty much boring, really. But what fascinates me is while the Voice or whatever and the referendum is going on, it's what's not like that's like a diversion. Like ever since COVID. I see the news as like a diversion. So whenever they talk about something and push that, that's like the least important thing going on in the world. And these other stuff that's not talked about that is literally so important, but no one talks about it, right? And that is how it works. So they're pushing this one agenda, but they're not talking about all the other things going on. So it's quite fascinating. And some people, don't even get past that. They're not really awake, and then they just believe what they see on the news and whatever, and listen to their politicians. But yeah, not that way inclined. So that's been going on. Also, the weather has changed. We're now it's 20th of August, and it's heating up.
Warm, yeah.
I mean, it's still cold, but it's. We had the Echo winds. The Echo winds came like one day late. I think they came on a Thursday. Wednesday was Echo. Thursday it started to get really windy. So we've had the windy, and it has been. Yeah, people will be getting the flu now for sure. Everyone will be getting all sorts of flu, which is funny. But yeah, and so but it's getting warmer. Like literally, it's been really warm. I mean, it's still cool in the morning, but it's changed. So I reckon another month would be sweating, be like summer coming along again, even though summer's not till December, January, February type of thing. So yeah, that's what's been going on. Just busy with life, I suppose, like everyone else. So, but yeah, and there's lots going on in crypto, which we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah, it's like we're switching over to so it's going to get a bit cooler. So when you get hot there, it's going to be a bit cooler here. So yeah, opposite part of the world. Yeah, myself, I haven't been doing much. I've just been pretty much gardening and stuff. I've been doing, Mrs. has been getting right into it, and she's actually been because I've been eating pretty healthy, like I told you off air. But I've been on a pretty, I would say, it's not just a vegetable or raw food diet. It's just eating healthy. I'm not eating any meat, and the only meat, if you could call it, well, I don't know if it's meat or not, but I don't think it's meat, but it's fish. So I have been
Well, it's
eating a
still
little.
meat, but it's not red meat.
Yeah.
Is the definition.
Well,
Yeah.
the missus, she made I've been wolfing down these bloody wraps. Okay, so you get a wrap. You probably get them in Australia. They're the mission wrap. They're a
Yeah, I know
mission.
that one you mean.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I've been looking everywhere for these bloody things now because we're in Thailand. The things that we get, you can still get heaps of stuff that we get back home, but it's not the same. It's just harder to find, but you can get it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I found you can get these the mission wraps, and they're the ones I like. Then I just put just so I've got the missus, she's on board with them, and now she knows how to make them. Avocado. I get like a cilantro, like a ceviche, kind of cucumber, tomato, onion, lime, tad bit of salt, pepper. You can put all different types of other spices in it.
Yep.
Fish. Okay, she put a bit of fish in there. She did fry it, but in like it's like a rice oil, which is healthier. If you want to get down to lettuce, man, and she made her own mayonnaise. It's got a bit of chili in it, and it just, man, I wolfed two of these things down, and it didn't even touch the sides. That's how delicious they were. So I'll eat on a normal day like 3 of these bloody things, and then an hour and a half, 2 hours later, I'll get hungry again. So that's what I found with eating healthy. To fill your stomach, you obviously got to. You're not getting meat. You're only getting solids. You're still getting heaps of stuff, but it's not different to meat. Meat fills you up.
Yep.
So you got to just eat a shitload of it. So when you're going to sit down and eat a salad, the bowl's freaking this big. It's like it's massive, right, to fill you up. So that's what I've been doing, and I've noticed like last 3 weeks eating this stuff that just in the mirror, my stomach is starting to shrink. Right? I've done no exercise. If I did exercise, I would actually really start to tone up. And it made me think, I'm nearly 50, like I'll be 50 next year. And I've been reasonably healthy, but I've never really had a six pack. Only when I was kind of like 18 and stuff. I didn't have a full six pack, but it was like I was lean. You just lean. When you're young, you're lean, you're healthy.
Yeah.
And now I'm like mid 50s. Sorry, 50, nearly 50 next year. And I'm thinking to myself, I could actually get a six pack if I actually continue to eat like this and do moderate exercise like walking and sit ups and push ups, relatively low, high impact, but just low. Like you do the whole shit in about half an hour. I could actually see that. I can see myself getting them because of the it's about the diet, So I've been having so much energy, and just been doing a lot of research on the stuff, and I just thought to myself, it does make a massive difference in your day and in your life because shit in, shit out, right? So I'm not saying go out and do it. I'm just saying just have a think about your diet and what you're putting in your body. Everyone that's watching this is because 99% of the stuff that you go to the shopping center, is just sugar, and it's not good for you. And the other stuff is probably laced with chemicals, and also with the fruit, they pick it, and then like 2 or 3 weeks before, because they've got they've got that transit time, right? So by the time it gets to the shopping center, you've already lost 50% of your of the nutrients, and then you get like a broccoli, and if you boil it, there's another 50%. So you're only getting 25% of the nutrients out of those vegetables, and when you can get 100% by eating it raw, which is I wouldn't recommend, but every now and again. So if you grow your own vegetables and eat it raw, or put it in a shake, steamer, put it in a smoothie, just put it in a blender. That's the highest way to get the nutrition in your body, and it makes a big difference on your productivity and your focus on you just feel like so much healthier. Anyway, besides the fact, I just thought I'd just give you a just kind of like a heads up, kind of like what I've been doing with that. So
Cool.
you just got to look at different ways you can optimize and and try to get think of these different ways that you can do these hacks that can help you, because with your health and stuff is really important. I just wanted to talk about a couple of things, right? Pretty important. And the first one is, I don't know if people know this, but the banks have been banks are crumbling, right? They're well, okay. Obviously, it was pretty public with FTX, and we probably wouldn't have known about those banks if FTX wasn't involved, because the media, you know what they're like, right? They report that they only report certain stuff they want us to hear. So those three banks that were involved in FTX, right? They kind of shook up a lot of people. They're probably getting out of the banks, out of the smaller banks, and now going into the bigger banks, because the SEC, not the SEC, the FDIC, which is the Australia's got the same equivalent. Like, when you put your money in the bank, it's federally insured.
Yeah,
and I think they insure it up to like 250,000. Well, they say they will, but they can't really actually. Well, if it happens and a bank went under, 250,000, technically they're supposed to cover that, right? Apparently, they're saying that the FDIC is insolvent. It's they haven't got enough money, or they're going broke to cover the money that the Americans put to the bank, right?
Wow.
And also, this other bank here, they were basically going under, and they were bought out. This PacWest was bought out. I think PacWest is 50th biggest bank, and they were bought out by another bank, which was 150th biggest. So they were bought out by a bank that was less bigger than them. So I don't know if that makes it right. But so that's going down. So this happened just recently, a couple of weeks ago. So this would have been a big issue with people had money in the bank and this bank, because they're not going to get covered. Right, so they're lucky that they got taken over by another bank. Here it says, Silicon Valley, and talks about all these other banks. The point is this: we're going to see this happen more and more and more, because the U.S. economy is pretty well screwed, and they kind of need this war, right, to start jobs and to start producing shit that they need for the war. So then that creates industry, right? But we're going to see this happen more and more, because in America there's tons of small banks, and the people that have got their money outside the big ones, the big four or whatever, how many there are, they're basically not going to get any insurance. So they're kind of monopolizes the big four in America. It's going to be a big issue, right? So the banks are all starting to fall over now. It's going to happen more and more and more. But it's good. So it's going to be like this snowball effect. It's going to be like a couple of small banks, and then they'll keep it hush hush, and then all of a sudden there's going to be like a big one or a bigger one, and then and then all of a sudden there's going to be like a catastrophic one, a big huge one, and then we're going to see a lot of what do you call it? People are going to start to panic. We're already seeing this in if you follow the politics with geopolitics with the war in Ukraine. Russia, the ruble is now it's been at the lowest. It's like 1 cent or something. One ruble is 1 cent. $1 US dollar cent. So they're really starting to panic, because same old shit, right? Dictators, they do what they want to do, but no one's really kind of going to remove them, because of they all kind of they love the dictator, right? They can't even say it publicly, because if they do, they'll just get thrown in jail. But what happens is these countries, once it gets to a point where the money, the economy, and the dollar and the currency starts to drop so low, people start going into, they literally just can't even afford to eat. They start dying. And that's when change happens, when there's enough people die. That's what's going to happen. It's actually happening right now in Russia. So, all this stuff is going to play in the hands of us because, we're kind of like, we've got our money in crypto, or some of it in crypto. If you, obviously people have still got money in the banks, but we got some money in crypto, and we're just waiting for that huge move, which is going to happen eventually. And another thing too, Bitcoin has dropped quite a considerable. Now, there's a lot of speculation on this as well, but it took a dump. It took a big dump, right? It was like 30,000. Look, going only like 7 days ago. There it is there. Oh, hang on, can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so we're going back 10 days ago, 9 days ago, it was like 30 grand, like 29, still at 29, and then boom, it went down to 27. Now it's like 26. So it's taken a haircut, a big haircut, 20%. Well, what's 30%? Yeah, about 10%, 11%. That's the price of Bitcoin is down 11% as of, going back 10 days ago. So speculation's there, and there's a lot of people talking about why it happened and who sold what, and all this stuff. Elon Musk maybe had something to do with it or whatever, right? But look, at the end of the day, it's just 1 day or 1 week in Bitcoin, and you just don't get carried away with it, because all you got to do is just look back the history of Bitcoin. And it was, I posted a video on my Facebook, and it was like 100 Bitcoin. You could buy 100 Bitcoin for $1 in 2000, and I think it was 2010 or something. 100 Bitcoin for $1. So if you would have bought $100 worth of Bitcoin, you'd have 100 times 100, which is, what's that? 10,000 Bitcoin. So basically, you'd have about 10,000 Bitcoin times 26,000 per Bitcoin. That's a lot of Bitcoin. That's basically 26 million, I think. About 26 million. You'd have 26 million now. For $100 would turn into 26 million. Now, obviously, that's not going to. That's history. But I think that we're still headed for a really good, up and down. But we're just at that point where we're the accumulation phase. So even though it's taking a while, this is the time when you accumulate and look at, if you want to study the patterns and whatever, try to predict the next bull run. That's up to you. But I know that it's just gonna keep on doing its thing, and then it's gonna go up and down. But we just try to get some Bitcoin. And I'm not saying you have to get a lot of Bitcoin, just buy some, because obviously you still got a lot of stuff. People have got a lot of everyday people, right? We've still got to cover our expenses. We got to cover our rent, or you got to cover food. You got to cover insurance. You got to cover your utilities, your phone, and then you have a little bit of money left over for your to do what you miscellaneous stuff. So there's not a lot left to be put into Bitcoin. That's the problem. But if you can find that extra $50 to $100 a week, and then stick to something like that, it's going to pay off in the long run. If you look at it 10 years time, it's really going to pay off. So, it's not easy to do, So I encourage everyone just to try to get that extra money, start a new business, start trying to find the money somewhere, make some sacrifices, whatever, because it's gonna pay off in the long run. The other stuff too, like, I just want to say that I haven't showed you the KuCoin stuff. The KuCoin stuff, I've taken a bit of a hit because of the Bitcoin's down. Obviously, I think I took a hit of like $50, which is a lot. Now that's because the Bitcoin's dumped. So, I don't know. I'm just gonna, it is what it is. If Bitcoin didn't dump, I wouldn't have taken that hit. But that's just the way it goes. So I'll just quickly show you my. This
Did
is
it
the
try and sell you out on the position, or was it you were holding at the time that the dumped?
I don't know. I'll have to have a look at it. I literally don't even touch it. I just let it
Yep.
do it. But I'll show you here. So there's my portfolio there. So from $400, I'm down $44.
So
And
like 10%.
10%. Yeah, look at this. 20 BTC's been I'm only down $7 on that. Dogecoin I'm down $9, $8.40. Litecoin's the biggest one. But then again the halving. I'm down $100. I've got 77 left of that, and then the BNB I'm down about $7 on that, 92, 96. So yeah, I'm all up. I'm down $44. I thought it'd be more than that actually because it was 250 the other day. So look, I'm just going to let it run, and just as a thing to see how it goes. But hopefully it can peg it back up to like, we'll see. I don't know where it's going to go, but would I recommend trading? But probably not, because I'm down 10%. But I don't know. It's just something that for you guys to have a look at because if this was in the green, then everyone would be jumping onto it. But it's not in the red, so it is what it is. It's just something that I feel that could make an extra bit of income. But to be honest, a lot of the stuff in crypto itself is not going to make you much money because you probably lose a lot of money in the process. Even mining's not that profitable. Name one thing that's profitable in crypto. Not much. I can't think of one thing, but
the exchanges, the actual services that are, trading, like anything that involves exchanges where you transfer from one coin to another coin and they take a fee. That fee is that generates the profit, which as long that's really it. I mean, there's other stuff, but that's the simplified one. Other than blockchain transactions, and mining transactions, but the biggest thing is exchange transactions.
Yeah, and like not the average person can make an exchange. So it's like the big boys. They've invested the big money on those exchanges, and they're making millions of dollars. So yeah, unfortunately, you and me, we're not going to be able to make exchange like that. So the other thing too would probably be, you could trade. If you're good at trading, you could trade. There's people making money with trading, but they're not making like massive money. But there's people making money. I mean, I don't know. There's heaps of YouTube channels with trading, whether it's forex or crypto. There is people making money from it, but it's high risk. So the lowest risk you can take in crypto is to buy and hold. So you like now you buy and hold. That's the safest way, but it takes a long time. So obviously now Bitcoin's down, you buy as much as you can. They're just my thoughts on it because we've done a lot of stuff in the last couple of years with crypto, and it doesn't last. It lasts for a while, and then everyone jumps on it, and then the profits are gone. We've seen this happen with everything that we do, literally everything we do. So it's kind of like I wouldn't say it's a Ponzi, but it's like
it's like normal market action. It's the more participants, the more profit there is, the more players that come in, and then it's just the way it is. There's not enough money then to go around for everyone, and everyone gets wiped out. So it's like normal business, really. But obviously there is the exchanges that are doing well and generating profit, and the layer ones, that are making money off either mining or transaction fees. They're going okay. But yes, a lot of the other things that are fads that don't last, that's where they don't last. Then that's the end of that.
Yeah, and I honestly think that I don't know. This is just my thoughts on it. I don't know if we're past it, but it would definitely. I just think that the metaverse and this play to earn thing, it's going to have its place, but it's just not that big. Okay, it's just not that big, and Facebook, they're going to build this metaverse thing, and I just don't see it. I honestly don't see it. Honestly, I'm just like, okay, he's going to spend billions of dollars. Like, why are you going to, sit at home and put these stupid glasses on and go in the metaverse? Like, when you can just do it in real life, go next door neighbor, knock on his door, and talk to him in real life. I just don't see it. Anyway,
I know we can't see it, but you talk to the 5-year-olds and 10-year-olds, right? Because I went to a 10-year-old birthday party on the weekend, and all I do is game. I was actually sitting in the lounge room, right? And there was one TV on. There's actually 3 screens, or it could have been 5. I don't know. There was 3 massive screens, and all 3 screens. One was like a gaming video that was constant. It was like a recording of a game playing on YouTube on the big screen. And then the others, there was 2 other screens, big screen TVs, and they were playing individual games, Nintendo, the latest Nintendo, little handheld one, and then another type of console. And I was like, wow, like these kids, like, to me, they're overstimulated with all this input, right? Which is probably why kids have so many issues, more so than what we did, because they're just the tech is unbelievable, right? And what they do, they're like literally, from the moment their parents put a screen in front of them, and now they just become so natural and they so heavy rely on it. And it's not everyone's like it, but our Western culture's like it. It's pretty crazy. So what happens is they have all sorts of issues. So they will communicate, right? They'll communicate through a screen, no problem. And fantasy, Roblox, all those games that involve different alter worlds, they love playing them. And when they get older, they are just literally going to plug something into their head and go, I'm in the Matrix, right? And they're, yeah. That's like, I'm not saying all of them are going to do that, but that's kind of like what their world is right now. And so it'd be just natural for them. For us, it'd be like, no way are we going to do this. This is like against whatever we like. No. And then the younger people come through, and they've been born with it. It's kind of like how we were born with McDonald's kind of thing. How we grew up in McDonald's. We probably had it as children, and then we had it as teenagers. And then by the time we get to our age, we're like, can't stand McDonald's. So, but with kids, I think they're going to plug into the technology, but I don't think they're going to talk to their neighbor. That's what I've discovered about younger people. Not all of them, but a lot of the younger kids just have trouble relating to other people unless it's on a screen. So just my 5 cents.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It's funny though, because when you're talking about games, there's a next door neighbor who comes. He's a kid, right? He's the same age as the missus. She's got grandkids, right? So he comes over. He comes over every weekend. The reason why he comes to our house is because we've got internet, we've got a laptop, he's got his own phone. We even bought him his own phone, and he can do all that shit. And he literally just goes and sits down in the other bedroom or in the lounge room, and he plays all day. So we don't have to even worry about him. The kid next door, they're talking to each other, and they're getting like really amped up, and they're shouting. And I'm looking at them, what is going on here? They're playing this game. I think it's Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox.
And they're playing this game, and they're getting into it. And you can hear the kid next door. He's only next door, and they're shouting at each other. But they're shouting through the screen. They're not shouting at each other.
Yeah, they actually, yeah.
So they know what's going on. And I'm just like, what is going on here? And then every now and again, the kid next door will come over and they'll do it together. So they'll gang up on
Mm.
people. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do, but they do something. And I'm
Yeah.
shaking my head. I'm going, what the hell's going on here? So, yeah, maybe you're right. We're probably old and we just don't see it. But I think games will never fade. Games will
No,
always be
games
there.
are great.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. And
And
you
I
just
still play
lose
games.
hours and hours. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I've been playing games for 30 years, on and
Yeah.
off. And I think that so it might morph into something, but I think that when we see something that's really going to take off or become scarce, is a point where this is what I reckon is going to happen with the most the water resource of water. When you got something that you need, literally we can't survive as a human species without water. And when it gets to the point now, we're gonna be fine, but the next generation after that, they're gonna have this problem that they're gonna run out of water. So water is gonna become so scarce, even more scarce than anything. Why? Because we need it every day. And it's like, well, okay, we can talk about Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's great. But do we need it every day just to
Is Bitcoin going to make water, out of thin air? Maybe not. Don't know. Probably not. Maybe they could use the wealth generated from that to help with water. But you're right. Like if you needed water versus Bitcoin, you can get the Bitcoin, but you'll die because of thirst. So, but if you have the water, you survive, but you don't get the Bitcoin. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, fundamentally, it's important.
If you look at what's going to be the most valuable thing in the world, it's not going to be gold. It's going to be water, because it's not going to be Bitcoin either. They'll have their place, but when you look at if you want to literally just survive, or even just all you got to do is get something that is going to be rare. Or, and we're talking about Bitcoin, we get enough of it, it's going to be rare. But if you got a thing that everyone needs, literally, or they're going to die, it's going to be water. And if you got enough water, then you're going to be the richest person in the world, because you got enough water. But anyway, it's probably different subject. But next best thing is probably Bitcoin, because in the last decade, Bitcoin has been the highest performing asset in the world in the last decade. So anyone that says, it's going to zero, or Bitcoin's going to go to 12K, as I saw this post today, I mean, I hope it does, because it's going to bounce back harder and just going to pump. So I kind of laugh when I hear that sort of stuff, because they don't know the history of it, or they haven't seen the numbers.
At the end of the day, we're in different countries, and I can send you Bitcoin, and in 10 minutes time you have the Bitcoin, or maybe 30 minutes for 3 confirmations. So okay, it's not like Litecoin, but it's a solid thing that we can transfer. We don't need permission from anyone. I can just transfer it to you, and you can transfer it to whoever you want, right? That remains the most exciting thing about that whole crypto space, because that has never changed for me. When I think that first time you transferred some Bitcoin to me, I remember that day on the phone, I think it was, because it was really hard to get Bitcoin back then. And I remember giving you some cash, I think, or maybe I can't remember. Maybe I gave you some cash, and you said, I'll just transfer this to you. And you transferred some Bitcoin, and it just came from your phone to my phone. And I'm like, wow, this is wild. Like, and when it comes to banks and transferring money overseas, it is a nightmare, and the fees and stuff. So literally, it's kind of like destroying the banks in a way. I mean, they're still fighting back, but it's just a disruptive type of thing, and that's why we are where we are at the moment. But every year they're going to find more and more, things that crypto is going to be used for, and it may take a while, but it will just filter out, and then one day it'll be just like integrated with everything.
Yeah. Bitcoin's, they've got this ordinals and stuff with layer 2 with ordinals and that sort of stuff, make it smart contracts and all that sort of stuff. So that's there. That's giving another use case of Bitcoin. So a lot of people, that's why that's taken off. But just fundamentally, Bitcoin is just still, Bitcoin. It's going to do its thing. So, keep tracking it. Obviously, buy it when you can. It's not easy, obviously, with everyone. But I was going to say, we've got the halving next year as well. So not a lot will happen, but it's just going to be an event that's going to happen, and then it's going to take as it marinates and grinds away, it's going to continue to go up over time. So get excited, get excited. Try to buy. Try to buy as much as you can now. And obviously, it's 26, and in another week's time, it could be up to 30 grand again. So you $4,000.
Most
you're
likely.
taking 10%.
That's exactly right. I'll show you some news in case you missed it. So BitGo has raised $100 million. They're now valued at 1.75, which is very interesting. It's like, okay, well, who's BitGo? I don't know if we might have talked about BitGo once before. If I remember rightly, this was, I watched a video about the guys that run this. I think could have been on YouTube or something. So their products is hot wallets, self-manage, NFT, collateral wealth, all sorts of stuff, trading, borrowing. But I think they're incorporated in Switzerland or something like that. I feel like they're the ones that have got this in that mountain. Isn't it BitGo that they've got that? They've got all their stuff in a mountain, like in Switzerland or something like that. All the servers that are running for the custodial wallets. I don't know. I feel like it was. I just remember something about them. The story of the founders that it grew it. I'm just trying to find it here. I think it is. I'd have to go to their. I'd have to go to their probably YouTube to have a look at it. But yeah, they've so there's another 100 million sort of thing. I mean, they do like normal retail developers trade. They do everyone. Just see what it says for About Us. See if it says there. Yeah, 2012. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Oh, look at that. An internet pioneer and creator of the HTTP2 protocol. Yeah, this does sound like it. So then he created BitGo in 2013 and became foundation of BitGo's multi-signature system. A state-of-the-art air-gap solution. So I'll keep scrolling down. Blah blah blah. Multi-sig wallets, expanded offering now 2018. Cold storage solutions 2020. BitGo Prime, which is trading, and the NFTs. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't think it says it there, but I got a feeling that dude. I think it was a video. I'm sure it was this. And I'll have a look while you're talking, but I'll have a look at if I can see it on their YouTube. But I'm sure this was the one where they went into the like they started off and they had the computers running like in an old bunker. That was like that could stand nuclear explosions. It was wild.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because even if there was a nuclear explosions, Bitcoin will still work because it's just like if let's just say they kind of nuke Russia and nuke China and nuke America, okay, there'll be a lot of hash power taken off the network, but they're still going to run. All the other computers around that's not in those countries are still going to run, and Bitcoin will still exist. So, yeah, it's not going to go away at all. It's just that's the power of Bitcoin being decentralized. It's going to continue to work. So just try to get your bit of Bitcoin because we haven't really seen the potential of Bitcoin. It's only early days, in my opinion. Now, did you hear about XRP? A lot of the stuff is talking about XRP.
What's going on?
Oh, just a lot of these banks are now jumping on board with the XRP, right? Using their system to send it's like the banking system. Instead of using the current way it is, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about, right? When they send money overseas and it goes through New York. Now they're going to use like XR. A lot of them are signed up to do test trials. So XRP is starting to get a lot of momentum. It's a couple of big banks have signed up to it. So a lot of these people are now jumping on board with it, saying that because the SEC, recently said that there wasn't a security. So now a lot of these banks are starting to sign up for it, and blah blah blah. It actually has gone up quite a bit. So, but the thing itself, XRP doesn't do anything. They don't even use XRP to do the transactions. That's the funny thing about it. But it's 54 cents. Like I said before, I said one guy was talking about XRP, and I said, "You want to make money XRP? Short it." And it was 83 cents. So if you would have short it, it's now 54 cents. So yeah, you would have made a lot of money. So everything pumps, then it comes back down. So even Bitcoin pumps and it comes back down. At the moment, it's down. So what goes up goes down. What goes down goes up. So if you can, try to buy some Bitcoin now, 26 grand, because in a week's time it could be back up to 28 grand. So you're making 5%, not 5%, 5%, 2 grand, 3 grand. Yeah, you're making 5% on it. You could make 5% on it. Yeah, that's pretty much it, mate. I didn't want to get into anything else, unless you wanted to share anything else.
No, I think that was it. I think just wanted to say that there's still plenty of money coming in to the market in terms of the raising funds, and there's still companies that's just one. That was sort of the biggest one that I saw of 100 million, which is a lot of money. And there was like 5, 10 every few days. There's always a new project that is getting financed or getting funds available, and they're building out their project. Some of these projects may or may not come to fruition, but the money's still there. Not like it was before, but it's still consistent. And then there's other projects that are producing results and trying different things. So yeah, it's just the way it is, but it's just a progressive. And if you DCA into these ones we've always talked about, Bitcoin and the other layer ones, and some of the layer twos, you're just going to wake up one day and go, yeah, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah, Elon Musk was like sold last of his holdings, 373 million, I think it was, of Bitcoin. And then there was $1 billion in liquidations. So that's why they're blaming him. So just lastly, look, when you get to a point in your life where you've got money, and some people have got millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, but it gets to a point in your life where you will have enough money to do what you want to do, right? So let's just imagine that we're all there. I know it's hard to imagine, but just imagine whatever that dollar figure is, right? You're right there now. You've got your crypto, you've got all your shit you ever wanted, and you're good. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to be bored. You're going to keep on have to find new things to do. But just imagine that you're at that point, right? You're at that point. So what now? Well, you are going to obviously have X amount of time left. The average person is going to live till 78. Well, the average male is going to live to 78. And then the average female is going to live to 82, right? So we're males. Take 78. And now subtract that off your age. Now I'm 49. I've already done this exercise. I've got about 12,700 days left statistically until I should croak, because the average male lives till 78. Now, think about that for a second. Do your own calculation, how old you are, right? And then 78, take away your age, and then multiply by 365. That gives you the days you're left on this earth to do, right? Now, you can extend that if you have your health, right? But what I said before, you've got all the money in the world that you ever wanted. So what's next? Well, it's what's more important is your health, because you want to live as long as you can, as healthy as you can, and you can live another 20, another 15, 20 years if you have, like, maybe not 20 years, but you can extend your life 10 to 15 years more and enjoy the wealth that you've created. But here's the problem: you're not going to, let's just say you're 65 and then you're like, oh, I've got all the money in the world now. Now I'm going to start being healthy. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. So that's what I'm saying. What you got to do is obviously work on this crypto stuff. Do what you got to do to bring extra money in, and then you got to think about your retirement coming up. You're gonna have enough money, but you got to have all these things. All your ducks are got to line up, because there's no point having $1 billion worth of Bitcoin and you got cancer. Would you trade $1 billion worth of Bitcoin to take your cancer away? I know I would. I could live longer. I can always get more money, maybe not $1 billion, but so you have to think about these things, right? What I'm trying to say is think about all this stuff we're doing and think of the bigger picture. You got to look after your health as you're getting older. Like I'm assuming you're getting now our age, 40, 50, right? You want to get some Bitcoin because, that's going to go up in value. It's going to take a while, but, that's good for us because we can accumulate more. And then you got to do all the other things. Look after your family, all this sort of stuff. It's all part of it. Okay, it's not just Bitcoin, it's not just crypto. It's all part of it. So, just all I'm saying is just you just take care of yourself. Obviously, try to get as much crypto. Get your finances in order, and don't wait till you're 65 because you're just going to die. We want to stay as long as we can with our money in Bitcoin and enjoy it. And that's the whole point, No point just bloody croaking, because who cares how much Bitcoin you got? I'll trade it in a second.
That's right.
So look after your health. The health is so important. And again, I'm not going to be one of these people who's going to talk about, I'm a vegetarian, you got to eat this or you're going to die. And Garth, if you keep on eating meat, you're going to die. I'm not going to be one of those people. Why would you do that? Why do they say that? Everyone's different. Everyone does their own shit. So do your own thing, but just know that the everything's out there to gain the knowledge. Not just your health, crypto. Everything's out there for you guys to. We talked about stocks last week. There's so much to cover when we talk about this stuff. When we get together, it's not just about crypto. Just heaps of stuff to cover. That's why we get on every weekend or every Sunday. So guys, enjoy your week. No questions today, so we got an early.
We got off free. I know, right? We get to go out early. Woo!
Yeah, that's it.
That's cool.
So I'm going to probably have dinner. So, but what I'm going to do is probably the missus won't make it for me, but I'll go. What I do is I get a bunch of vegetables, and I'll do like I'm testing new recipes with my with my veggies. So that's very difficult to do because you just want to. Every now, Garth, I figured out I'm going to have a naughty day once a month.
Right.
Yeah. That'll be my, fucking pizza, KFC, or whatever, whatever I want to, or meat, fried chicken, whatever. So that'll be my naughty day once a month. But then every other month, every other day, there'll be no meat and no sugar. Eat healthy. It's not easy, but this is
may as well give it a go. That's it.
So I'll keep you guys informed with that. You got to do things different, or else you're going to get the same shit. Guys, have a good week. Think about what we talked about, and share your thoughts. Come on, we're here every Sunday about what time is it your time? 7 p.m. Australian time?
Yeah, well, it's 8:30 now, so probably 7:30 sort of thing.
7:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, or about 4:30 Bangkok, Thailand.
You can always jump in Discord if you got questions, and you can always jump on Discord, even in the public. I mean, we've got our like the private groups and stuff like that. But if you got some basic stuff, you can always put it in the public group, and you can always join 100xcryptoacademy.com. I think it is.
Too easy. Hi guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Have a good week and see you then.
See you guys. Bye.